This video will be a start of a new topic called equation, formula and identities, a mathematical topic, and under this topic there will be a series of subtopics. So in this video the first subtopic that we'll cover is algebra toolkit. So let's jump into the video. We have now covered the concept of numbers and number system. This entire series we have already covered. So from this video onwards we'll focus on a new series, equations, formulas and identities, and the first topic that we will focus on is the algebra toolkit. So what is an algebra toolkit? If I go to Google and search what is an algebra toolkit, so it says an algebra toolkit refers to a collection of tools, methods and concepts within algebra that are used to solve problems. So it's basically a collection of tools, methods and concepts, including things like simplifying expressions, solving equations, working with inequalities, understanding exponents and radicals, and applying various algebraic rules, etc. Essentially providing a comprehensive set of skills to tackle different algebra challenges. So it's a collection of tools, methods and concepts to solve problems. So this is the brief overview of algebra toolkit and the definition basically. So now if I focus on a medium category problem from algebra toolkit and focus on the first problem, the first part, which is 1a. So what does it say? Let's read the problem. It says the body mass index B for a person of having a mass of m kg and a height h meters is given by this formula. B is m by h square. So a person Usman has a mass of 50 kg, a height of 1.7, so you have to figure out the body mass index. So if I use my pen tool, so the formula given is the body mass index B is the mass of the person divided by the square of the height. Okay, so what is the mass given? The mass is given as a person named Usman having a mass of 50 kg and the height is what? 1.57 meters. Okay, so the height is 1.57 meters. So according to the formula, what do I get? The body mass index 50 divided by 1.57 square. Okay, so if I use the calculator and let's first multiply 1.57 into 1.57 to get the square, so it's 2.4649. so 50 divided by 2.4649 is 20.284. So the body is mass index is 20.284. so we don't need rest, just up to one decimal place is enough. So we can write the body mass is what? The body mass index of Usman, the person, is 20.2. This is how you can solve the body mass index using this formula. If I now focus on problem number 3 and let's read the problem. It's a worded problem. So if I read the problem, it says you can change the temperatures from Fahrenheit to Celsius by using this formula. C is 5 into F minus 32 by 9. So F is the temperature in Fahrenheit, C is the temperature in Celsius. So the minimum temperature in an elderly person's home should be 20 degrees Celsius. That's the minimum. So Mrs. Smith is an elderly person. The temperature in Mrs. Smith's home is 77 degree Fahrenheit. So decide whether or not the temperature in Mrs. Smith's home is lower than the minimum temperature should be. So what is the formula? It says the temperature in Celsius equals to what? 5 multiplied by Fahrenheit F minus 32 divided by 9. Okay, this is the formula. C is equal to F minus 32 by 9. So if the Fahrenheit is 77, if this is 77 degrees, then what? We get what? 5 multiplied by what? 77 minus 32 by 9. So if I do a brief calculation, what is 77 minus 32 is 45. So it's what? 5 multiplied by 45 divided by 9. So we know that 9 into 5 is 45. So 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. So the Celsius is what? 25. So C is 25. That means 25 is greater than 20. So for Mrs. Smith, the temperature 77 Fahrenheit is basically 25 degrees Celsius, which is higher than 20 degrees Celsius, so it is not lower than the minimum temperature that should be. Mrs. Smith's house has a temperature that is not lower than the minimum, what the minimum temperature should be. If I now focus on problem number 6, so let's read the problem. It says there is an equation given, h is equal to 5t square plus 2. Okay, so you have to work out the value of h when t is minus 2, and you have to work out the value of t when h is 47. So the equation given here is, if I go to Algebra Toolkit, and the equation given here is, the equation is h is equal to 5t square plus 2. H equals 5 t square plus 2. So this is the equation given. Okay, so you have to work out the value of h when t is minus 2. So when t is minus 2, the value of t is minus 2, what do we get? We get 5 multiplied by minus 2 square plus 2. So minus 2 whole square is 4, so it's 5 multiplied by 4 plus 2. So it's 20 plus 2, which is what? 22. So the value of h is 22 when t is minus 2. Okay, so this is the first part, and the second part says you have to work out the value of t when h is 47. So when h is 47, we get what? 47 equals 5 t square plus 2. So if I write in this way, 5t square plus 2 minus 47, this is equals to 0. Okay, so, or we can write 5t square minus 45 is 0, or we can write t, then t square minus 9 is 0. Okay, so we can also write t square minus 9 is 0 and t square equals 9. So t would be what? If I remove the square, it would be what? Plus minus 3. So it can be 3 or minus 3. So this is the value of t. If I now focus on problem number 9 and read the problem, so what does the problem say? It says you have to find the value of s when u is 12, a is 10 and t is 4. So there are total of 4 variables in this equation, s, u, t and a. So it's basically the physics equation. So this is an equation where you have to figure out the value of one variable when 3 of them are given. Okay, so if I write the equation, it's what? S is equal to ut plus half at squared. Ut plus half into a t square. Okay, so you have to find the value of s when u is 12, a is 10 and t is 4. So u is what? 12, t is 10 and a is what? 4, right? So when these values are given, a is 10 and t is 4. Okay, a is 10 and t is 4. So t is 4 and a is 10. So a is 10. So you have to figure out the value. So what is the value of s? So u is 12 multiplied by t is 4 plus half multiplied by a is 10 multiplied by t is 4, the square of 4, right? The square of 4. So this is what? 48 plus half into 10 is what? 5. So it's 5 multiplied by 4 square, which is 16. So this is what? 80. 48 plus 65 is 80, which is 128. So this is the value of s when u is 12, t is 4 and a is 10. Let's now focus on problem number 14. So let's read this simple problem. So what does it say? It says you have to complete the statement. And what is the incomplete statement? When 5x is 15, if 5x is 15, then 12x is what? Okay, so what is given? 5x is 15. So you have to find out what is the value of 12x. 12x is what? So as you can see, if 5x is 15, x is what? 15 divided by 5, which is 3. So if x's value is 3, then 12x is what? 12 multiplied by 3, which is 36. So the value of 12x is 36. By now you already have a good idea about the topic of algebra toolkit. So in the next video I'll focus on another subtopic. So stay tuned for that.